I sure hope so. I think I mean, it wasn't so long ago, probably 10 years ago, people would go to a restaurant with somebody for lunch, a business associate, and they'd go outside and they saw they had a Lincoln Town car waiting with the driver and be like, who does this guy think he is? It must be a real big shot. Then that doesn't mean anything anymore in the sense that of having kind of cachet. Everybody has a driver, whether it's Lyft or Uber. And I think the same thing's going to happen with short distance aviation in terms of verticraft. With helicopters today and Wiesenthal tomorrow, where there's just no reason why people in big cities, given the congestion, given even New York City, for example, has 170,000 ride-sharing cars. The average speed has gone down from 11 miles an hour to 7.8. There's so much congestion, there's so much traffic. We're dealing with city infrastructures that were really built around horses and buggies in the 1600s or earlier. And we want to be part of that solution. Will not be the entire solution, but the air is going to be one of the transportation solutions. A lot of people, are concerned about that. I think there's a lot of, no pun intended, a lot of runway before we get to the point where the airspace is going to be crowded. But it's something that if you're really thinking, 20, 30 years ahead, that really could be an issue. Right now, we need quiet, carbon neutral aircraft. Right now, we fly probably the aircraft that's the quietest and the lowest carbon footprint. It's actually a lower carbon footprint than if you took an SUV to the airport for an hour, 5 minutes in Blade to the airport, you have less of a carbon footprint. But still, there's a long way to go. And once the aircraft become quiet, we'll have more places to land. Right now, we only have 4 places. There are only 4 Blade terminals in New York City. There should be a lot more. I don't think there'll be one on every building top, but there should be one in Midtown, in downtown, and uptown. And Los Angeles should be able to land in Century City, where we are right now, or outside Beverly Hills. Right now we have Santa Monica, but we also have the very first rooftop heliport lounge from Blade on any rooftop in the country in downtown LA across from the Staples Center. So you can actually fly now for $195 to go to a Lakers game from Santa Monica. You need to do that from Century City. You should be able to do that from a lot of other places. Again, quiet is going to allow us to have more infrastructure because that's the biggest impediment we have in terms of making sure we don't disturb people as we're flying. I've gone on record saying that I actually think for people who want to start companies, actually spending 2, 3, 5, 10 years, in my case 20, in a big corporation, you're going to learn a lot of skills in terms of organization, process, communication, collaboration, financial analysis that will prove very valuable. And I think that maybe when you're on the younger side, the good news is you think anything is possible. The bad news is everything isn't possible, or everything's not without risk. And also through the venture capital model, I think people have been driven to kind of scale at any cost. And because the way venture capital works today is it's a portfolio approach, and unless they're going to have something that's going to have 10 or 100 times return, it's really not much of a business to them. Whereas, I think that sometimes a 4 times return or a 5 times return, that's not so bad. If you look at private equity returns or even venture capital, they're really around, kind of 15, 25%, what would have you. So I think that, you can learn financial discipline, you can make more prudent decisions. Maturity obviously helps a bit. I would never want to stop someone who's young from starting their own company, but I also would want to encourage young people that you don't have to get it all done when you're 21. You don't have to be in a rush. It's a marathon, it is not a sprint. And you will develop a lot of great skills at working at big companies. We're profitable in all our core markets. And right now we fly more people in and out of city centers than any other company in the country. So I think things are going pretty well. We're happy.